Welcome to a Toolbox DIY in the garage video. I don't do these often. I'm usually doing DIY projects around the house, but we're in the garage this month because this is the time of year, the holidays, where many of us hit the road to visit friends and family. So I wanted to share with you my ultimate emergency roadside kit. I'm about to embark on a 2-week road trip, so I just got done inspecting my kit and making sure that everything that I need is here. I'll include links in the description down below of everything that you see here, so if you think that this should be part of your kit, you can easily access that. If you like DIY videos and you want to see more of these or more DIY around the house, we even have some tech videos, please subscribe and click that notification bell. This kit is essential for anyone taking a long road trip, but it also has some essentials for electric vehicle drivers, so I'll make sure and point those out when we get to each one of those. Okay, let's dive in on this. Let's start with maybe the most important thing, and that's food and water. You don't see food and water here. That's because every road trip we take, we always pack water and snacks. If you're sticking to commonly traveled roads, I would say a day's worth of food should be adequate. If you're going to go off the beaten path, or you know you're going to be traveling through a severe winter storm, which I don't recommend, but sometimes that's unavoidable, I would make sure that you have enough food and water to last 3 days. I think that's a pretty good number. Equally important is our first aid kit, so let's start with that. I really like this first aid kit. It has everything you need in a nice compact form factor. It's got a standard first aid kit, bandages, ointments, gauze, everything you would expect out of a first aid kit. But it does have some extras. It's got a mini survival kit, flashlight, fire starter, knife. It's got some glow sticks and a couple of thermal ponchos, some swabs. It's a really great kit. I do not store this in the back of the vehicle. I like to have easy access to it, so I store it in the center console. Next, we have our emergency thermal ponchos. You can actually function while wearing these, which is different than just the thermal blankets. Those you just have to wrap around you. These you can throw over your head and still walk or repair something. They'll keep you dry, they'll keep you warm. They're also reflective for safety. They're inexpensive, very compact. I recommend getting at least one of these for every member of your family. Probably doesn't hurt to have some extras as well. Next, we have road flares. I like these rechargeable LEDs, but you can go old school if you like and get some proper flares. The important thing is to get some visibility at night so traffic can see if your vehicle is disabled and keep a safe distance from you. Now, if you do like to go old school with just regular flares that have a flame on the tip, just know those don't last forever, and you do need to pack extras. I have a long time ago figured out the hard way that they don't last, and I struck a couple that never lit up. And one note, if you go with the rechargeables, just make sure you stay on top of recharging these. I do it once a month, but I think they'll last a little bit longer than that. And if you actually have a charging port in your car, you can just plug it in and leave it. Right. Next up is jumper cables. Rather than traditional jumper cables, I like these battery packs. They're compact, they serve multiple purposes. It's got an adapter so you can keep it charged throughout your trip. They are, depending on the size you get, they can be one and done, so that is a downside. So if you don't like that and you're more comfortable with the old approach, go ahead and also pack some traditional jumper cables. Rounding out our emergency roadside kit are these two tire-related tool sets. First, we have what I call the Lazy Man's tire changing system. This is an electric jack, an electric impact wrench, and an electric air compressor. Now, I joke that this is the Lazy Man's way of doing it, but in all reality, I recommend this for everyone because it gets you back on the road more quickly. None of us like to be sitting ducks on the side of the road, so pack this in addition to your vehicle's jack and lug wrench. Now, a couple of notes about this kit. Not only does it come with what I just described, it comes with sockets, so you'll want to make sure that it has a socket that matches your lug nut size. If it doesn't, make sure you put the right size in there. It comes with some extra fuses, screwdriver. It comes with a glass breaking tool. Now, a note about this doesn't do much good if it's in your trunk. So we're gonna pack this in the cabin. I like to put it in the center console right next to the first aid kit. Okay, and lastly, we have a tire repair kit. This is optional for some, but necessary if you have an electric vehicle that doesn't have a spare tire, or if maybe you have a custom car that doesn't have a spare tire. You're gonna want one of these. This allows you to repair punctures. So it has a reamer where you basically can remove the offending object and get a nice opening in the tire. And then it's got these plugs and glue. So I'll actually link a video, give you a link to a video that shows you exactly how to use this. I don't have a hole in my tire at the moment, so I can't really demonstrate it. It also comes with replacement valve stems, various parts. It's good to have. Just know that these are not permanent plugs like the ones you would find at the tire repair center. Those are plugs that are put in from the inside. They take the tire off the rim, plug it from the inside, which is better than this. So this will just get you back on the road, but you then need to take the vehicle in and get a proper plug. And don't forget, if you have a puncture in your sidewall, don't attempt it. That can be very dangerous if you try to repair that and then get back on the road. You could do more harm than good. You can see everything doesn't take up too much space. It fits nicely in the frunk of a Tesla, but it wouldn't take up much space in the trunk either. If you are going to keep these items in the trunk and you don't have a nice storage compartment, you may want to purchase a plastic bin large enough to hold everything. That way you keep everything well organized and you can access it quickly. For those of you who drive electric vehicles, it should go without saying, make sure that you pack your charging cable in case you aren't able to reach a charging station. Also, you may need what's called a jack pad if you have an electric vehicle. On the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, which is becoming an increasingly popular vehicle, you need these jack pads. It's to prevent someone who's jacking up your car from piercing the protective metal that covers the entire battery tray. In my opinion, this is the ideal kit for most drivers that stick to commonly used roads. If you're, say, an off-roader, obviously you have kind of a special case and you're going to have more needs. But for the rest of us, it's a great kit. Even if you have roadside assistance, it's a good idea to have one of these kits because sometimes it could take them hours to reach us. We may not always be in a position where we're comfortable being sitting duck for a couple of hours. That's why I think it's good to have this stuff. I hope you never need it, but just know you'll be prepared if you do. So if you're going out there on the road this holiday season, stock up and stay safe. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris with Toolbox DIY.